taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, people? Talk to me. Talk to me. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Happy Saturday. Peace, blessings. We praise and honor to the Most High. We back. We live. We about to cut up for a little bit, man. I got some shit to talk. I got some grievances to get off my chest. A shout out to everybody in attendance. I appreciate you for tapping in wherever you're watching from. Humbly thank you. For this particular portion, I'm gonna give a shout out to Jason, Sydney, Rob. Salutes to you, sir. Salutes to Virgo, Vincing, JJ, MJ, everybody, man, from the poetry community, everybody who's been tapping in with me from YouTube, Twitter, IG, Facebook, wherever you are. Appreciate you. We about to make a lot of moves, a lot of changes this year. God be before everything and everybody. Fear has no existence here. Our views, our opinions, everything that we stand and speak on is going to stand forefront above everything else. All the hate, the negativity, all that is getting shifted and turned into something positive. All of that being said, Kendra G, Wages War, and Corey Holcomb, we're going to talk about it. I didn't want to do a reaction to it. I wanted to get all of my bars off in one take, just so I don't have to go through this again. Let me bring something on the screen real quick too. Make sure, do me a solid, repost, share this out. Let the people know that we live, that we active. If you want to join the show, if you have any questions, any comments, if they're not ignorant and you're an adult and you know how to carry and conduct yourself as such, I will respond to you. Anything beneath that gets nothing from me. You're getting blocked. You're not getting any type of airtime. I've been doing this way too long. I know the process. So outside of all of that, yeah, let's jump into this one, man. I don't know how many people are really familiar with either or. Honestly, I'm going to just assume that everyone here knows who Corey Holcomb is and knows who Kendra G is. But for those of you who don't know who either or is, Corey Holcomb is a comedian. Kendra G is a dating coach slash content creator slash etc. etc. Um, they have this thing going on right now with both of them, and I want to play devil's advocate on both sides. I have my opinions on this back and forth. A video, well, multiple videos came out. I even did a reaction, and I've actually done streams on Kendra G before. I stand on what I said. But I want to be perfectly clear here. My views don't have to measure up or match anyone else's point of view. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I perceive it when I watch and I see the quality of men and women that subjugate themselves to her platform. I don't feel the genuineness behind it. I don't look at what she does as something unique. I find a lot of her takes very confrontational, distasteful, hypocritical, a long laundry list of things that I just don't set well with in my spirit. Corey Holcomb is a very blunt, I don't give a fuck type of person. He's pretty much just says whatever he wants out of his mouth. I love that. I absolutely love it. The country is soft. The men and women are soft. They're sensitive. Freedom of speech is being stripped away from us over and over and over consistently on a daily basis. No one is able to really say what the hell they want out their mouth. And I'm quite over it. I don't agree with everything that he says out of his mouth, but I understand what he does and who he is. And a lot of people get offended by comedians. Corey Holcomb has a podcast and a platform where he pretty much speaks on celebrities, relationships, etc. A lot of his takes aren't really popular to a lot of people, especially women. They get very offended and offensive by the things that he says. And the reason why we are gathered here tonight is because it's his ideologies and his point of views versus Kendra G's ideologies and point of views. They're on two separate spectrums, but their disagreements and their arguing and bickering back and forth are pretty much going in the same trajectory. This is YouTube. This is the land of opportunity where you can make $1 off of arguing with people and slandering someone's name, pulling up receipts, being dismissive, being ratchet, acting like an adult in a child's body. You could be 40, 50 years old and still get on social media and act like you're 15, 12 years old, and everybody is okay with it. It's funny. It's entertaining. It gives people a purpose in a meaningless, otherwise life that they don't really side of social media. All of their entertainment and all of their joy comes from watching other people tear each other apart. One thing that you and this woman have in common, in my honest, Now let's clear some stuff up. Just giving some background and some context to why I feel the way I feel. With Corey Holcomb, he's an intelligent brother that is very knowledgeable of the street, and he's very knowledgeable of he knows things that a lot of people don't know that goes on behind the closed doors. Anytime I listen to him speak, or when I listen to anyone publicly speak on a social media platform of hundreds and thousands of folks, I'm often wondering to myself if this person is going to be pandering or if they're going to be speaking from a place of experience. Because the goal to me is to get through to some people who might be putting themselves in harm's way, dealing with ratchet women, dealing with ratchet guys who don't know what a man is, dealing with what being a woman is. Stay away from celebrity worshiping, um, gossiping, idolizing, worshiping people that you shouldn't. A lot of men and women pander and get on their hands and knees, pretty much worshiping these influencers, and it's sad. It's not a good look. It really just isn't a good look at all. You look stupid and very foolish. That brother, I don't know. A lot of times, what his position is in terms of his content. When he speaks about certain areas, I can know that he's really trying to warn motherfuckers about certain things, but he brings humor and I enjoy that. He has a ability to entertain you while telling the truth, but he's very like frank with it. But then when you listen to him on the flip side, you can't always just sit there and be like, I agree with him. I absolutely agree with that. No, everything he says is not completely accurate. But a lot of what he says is like, yeah, you're not going to get someone like Andrew Schultz saying the same thing. Funny, he'll say something about black people or about women in general. He will say something just as similar as Myron from Fresh and Fit, and they won't scold him the same way. People hate Myron to a certain degree, but a lot of people actually love that dude, man. Even after he done got demonetized, so on. But my point is, like, when you use these platforms and you got somebody that you like to watch, maybe you turn your earphones on, you put your earbuds in, you're at work, you're jogging, you're running, you're exercising, you got specific people that you listen to. You got to be very careful of who you allow to influence you and who you allow to talk in your ear and give you all of these words of wisdom, because you don't know if they're coming from a genuine place or they're trying to be manipulative and controlling, and they're trying to shift your perception of the world, or in a good way or a bad way. I'm very careful and cautious of every single influencer that is on social media at this point, because for a number of reasons. Then you have Kendra G. Right? Kendra G, she's not married. And she's fairly successful. And I don't know her entire catalog and body of work. However, based on what I've watched, what I've listened to, her blueprint, she does not come off to me as someone that a man would want to settle down with long term. She doesn't seem genuine. She doesn't really give me the impression that she does what she does out of the merit of good intention. Like her heart is only there for the profit solely. And I've said this a number of times. I got to reiterate it. I shouldn't have to ask you to donate to my platform or donate to my Patreon. I shouldn't have to do all of this to give you gems, knowledge, and want to see you succeed and win. She doesn't do exactly what he does, but let me put it out there. She is a Kevin Samuels doppelganger. The only difference between her and him is she said, I'm going to take what he did and I'm going to flip it. I'm going to use his style and his approach, but I'm not going to go as hard and be as intense and upfront and honest about the dumb shit that a lot of women say out of it. I'm not going to tell you off the rip that you're delusional, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grift. I'm going to create a Kevin Samuels 2.0, and I'm going to turn it into a grifting platform that allows single mothers with 5 different child's fathers and all that shit. I'm gonna fill y'all heads with so much air that you're gonna go beyond the stratosphere thinking that you can have 6-figure men and you can have men that's built like The Rock and fucking, I don't know, Andrew Tate or some shit. Yes, you can absolutely have somebody who makes $1 million a month. Yes, you can absolutely have a guy who is okay with you having a boyfriend on the side. Yes, she's on that type of time. And there's then some. When you've done what she's been able to do, I gotta give her flowers. When you've been able to do what she's accomplished, which is create a space as a black woman in a competitive field like social media, can we be honest here? It is not easy being a content creator on YouTube. It is not easy getting on the laptop or getting in front of the computer, editing, posting, doing live streams, doing interviews, working with this person, working with that person, setting up, promoting, advertising. That shit is not easy. You cannot just get in front of a fucking computer, type in a few words, beep, 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 bop, 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 and then have 4,500 people in the live stream constantly talking while you're doing your thing, dropping what you call knowledge to the masses, and then expect all the wealth in the world to come to you automatically. It does not work like that. This is not that easy or simple. There are some rough days that's going to come ahead of you before you get to that. That all being said, for Kendra G to be able to get to where she is as a Black woman is commendable. Making this type of income, making this living, doing something that you enjoy doing, or at least present yourself to enjoy doing, is commendable. You got people who doubt you, who don't want to believe in you, who don't want to support you. You don't have sponsors. You don't have family who is friends with friends of friends to get you plugged into networks, and you got to build shit from the mud. I give her props for being able to get to where she is to a certain extent, but I don't honor or acknowledge anybody who did not really truly dig in there and do the work, the proper work, follow the proper channels to get those positions. She doesn't tell women the truth, and she doesn't know men. She's very confused, but she's ego driven. Money, the success, the yes men, all the people who simp after her, who give her confirmation, give her affirmation, all the people who are consistent in giving her all praise, no backlash, all yes men, all of the women that she sat up there and lied to, didn't fully give them the entire truth. You're no you've been very detrimental to creating a space where accountability could lodge, spread, and do its justice within this broken ass system that we're in. And so, with all of that being said, Corey Holcomb does what Corey Holcomb does, which is talk his shit about the people that he looks at and sees they ain't really moving the way that they would otherwise be deemed as being motivational, or whatever the case you want to call it. He pretty much is saying, look, you ain't really who you say you are. The honest truth is, you're presenting yourself to be this role model for women, and you ain't not a single one of those. You full of cap. You're lying your ass off, and you're catering to your audience because you know the money is going to continuously come in as long as you keep telling them that it's okay for them to be the way that they are, when you know damn well it isn't. He calls them out for their shit, and he had a lot to say about her. And because he spoke his opinion on her, she wanted to respond to him, and it wasn't very favorable. Wasn't very favorable. She was very bitter, as expected. Why wouldn't she be expected to be upset or feel some type of way about it? Everybody gets on the internet and has their opinion. Everybody gets on social media and has their opinion, their points of views about what they like, what they don't like, revealing unsettling attributes about a person that might run people off. He did what he did and said what he said. And I don't know why people are so sensitive. What's the problem? What is the problem with us having healthy discord or discussions about things that we recognize? You're pretty much every day on the internet telling people that you are a professed leader, you're a role model, you're an influencer, you're a doctor, you're great at giving out advice for successful, healthy marriages, and you're the perfect prototype to go to for accountability. You can do this and do. All right, well, let's see what you got. You got everybody in the world watching you. You have your audience. You found your niche. Your niche is talking to folks who are avoiding dealing with their demons. Your niche is talking to people who are conceited, who are egotistical, who are narcissistic, who are looking at their value way higher than they really should. You're talking to people who are broken. You're talking to people who are emotionally, spiritually broken. They're incomplete. They don't have the type of relationship with God that they're supposed to have. You know your audience. We all know our audience. We all know our audience. Some people like battle rap. Some people like poetry. Some people like reviewing rap. Some people like watching comedy. Some people like listening to folks talk about history. Some people like the biography channel. Some people like criminal shows and things. Like everybody got their shit. You know your audience. And Corey knows, just like a large number of us know what type of time you on. What I found interesting about this is the fact that she took offense to him, but she didn't take offense to the 5, 6, 7 other channels that called her out for grifting. She didn't have no issues with the 4, 5, 6 other men and women who sat up here and said, "You full of shit. Your dating app is cap. You don't really support women. You don't really care about the men up here. You don't have you ain't saying nothing to nobody else, but you had all the smoke for Corey Holcomb." She I guess she thought this was going to be her Jay-Z and Nas ether. Showing how her conversation with Tamron Hall went, how he was misinformed with what she was speaking on the show. I watched the interview with you on there. I saw it myself. I did a reaction video to it myself. So I don't need your explanation. I don't need you to tell me, oh, he picked out parts and he edited parts. I don't need to see that. I saw it myself. I heard the whole thing. You are one of the biggest panderers next to Pearly Things. Pearly Things is a grifter of all grifters. Pearly Things, she full of shit. You ain't no different than her. None. There's no difference whatsoever. Pearly Things attacks women because Pearly Things knows that attacking women will make men support her. She don't give a shit about none of y'all. And Kendra G is no different, no better. And Corey pretty much did what he does. So here's the fast forward. Kendra G has a 23-ish, 24-ish minute video of, okay, all right, Mr. Holcomb. I'm very disappointed in you, because I always thought that you would be one of the greatest comedians, from Chicago, but you're clearly never going to live up to D-Ray. You're never going to live up to all of these other Chicagoans. You're never going to be them. You pretty much failed. YouTube is your life. All you know is YouTube. Your content. This is how you make your money. You can't do comedy, so you have to go to YouTube as a content creator to get anybody to really look at you and value you, because without this, you are nobody. Right. Uh-huh. Interesting. So let's get some stuff cleared up on that. Can we? Give me my sound. You do know that you're doing the exact same thing that he's doing, right? The exact same thing. You are on YouTube, Kendra G. YOUTUBE. That is what you're doing.
Sensational.
You, your team, or whoever the hell you got that works with you, you get up in the morning, you go to the studio, wherever you set up at, you got a chart, you got a schedule, you have topics, you have things that you want to get done throughout your week, and you get in front of that camera, you turn it on, you get the cameras rolling, you have people who set up the angles, you got people who promote, advertise, you have people who go through the exact same protocol that I do, that mediocre tutorials and review does, O. Jackson does. You go through the exact same process that everybody else on YouTube does. You are a content creator too. You get on here to make money just like he does. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Are you not a content creator yourself? Are you not making a sizable amount of income from the men and women on here? Do they not adhere to your advice? Do they not get in front of the camera, do the Kendra Cam 360s? Do they not go on there looking for love? Tell me this. If you weren't making money on here, if you weren't a content creator, if YouTube didn't do anything for you, how was you able to create the app, your app, your dating app. Your dating app is derived from the show. Your show is on YouTube. Your show is about allegedly connecting men and women, building relationships, or creating the possibility of someone finding love, finding someone that they can grow with. That's your show, with a hint of Kevin Samuels added to it. You sit on the same side that Kevin Samuels sat on. When y'all go to her videos, you go to Kevin Samuel videos. Whenever he had a guest on, he always had his camera set on the left. The guest was always on the right. You do the exact same format. That your app would not exist without YouTube. The idea to do the show would not exist without Kevin Samuels having you on his. See, I remember I watched you on there. Yeah, I watched you on his show. You had the same funky ass attitude. You had that same I know everything. I'm a back talk. I'm combative, typical black woman, stereotypical mindset. You had the same motion on the show. And Kevin Samuels dug into your shit, and he had to correct you and put you in a specific space where you could understand what the hell he was talking about. He didn't do what you do. When you was on his show, I didn't know who the hell you was. Before him, I didn't know who you was at all. I thought you were just a random chick that just popped up on there ready to argue with him because you just didn't like the shit that he said out his mouth. Somebody put me on to Kevin Samuels, when they put me on to him, all I noticed was a lot of disgruntled, bitter, conceited, ego-driven women coming up there. Oh, I'm pretty. So because I'm pretty, the man is going to have to make at least 6 figures, 200,000 a year. They just all was up there so arrogant, loud, obnoxious, constantly interfering, interrupting, talking over you. My man had to mute people. It was just like, damn. Far and few in between, where you had folks that had some sense, where they weren't so abrasive. But damn, everybody that damn near came up there was like, and then there you were, just like the rest of them, and you tried it. You did. And after that conversation, you weren't the same again. See, I didn't know who you was. I didn't really know who you was until a few years later, when I started jumping out here on these social media platforms, and my scrolling took me from alpha male strategies to no fugazi to fresh and fit. I explored multiple red pill content creators. I scrolled and scoured the social media spectrum, listening and observing the different context styles of different people, just wanting to see what type of dialogue that was being presented to the men and women of the culture. I wanted to know if these people were really speaking facts, if they really had our best interests at heart, or if it was all just bullshit. That's how I discovered you. That's how I discovered the fact that you are actually somebody who was really a radio personality. You had things going on before the show, but you utilized Kevin Samuels' platform to get your name more recognized to the general public. I truly believe that was one of your goals and one of your missions. You took that opportunity to get on his show and you ran with it. Very smart. Bravo, bravo. I really salute that. But what you did with it afterwards, to me, is very distasteful. Because I said it once and I say it again. Your intentions behind what you do is not as pure as a lot of those women think they are. Kendra G looks at y'all like hood rats. She look at y'all like y'all beneath her. She relates to you because she still has that in her, which is why she ain't married, which is why she don't have nobody right now. She's the same person she was on that show that she is now. And you can tell by the way that she responded to him and nobody else that she knows, for one, statistically and based on Corey Holcomb's numbers, she's going to get her a new audience. She will absolutely generate a new audience because, boy, his fan base is going to want to see her respond to him. His fan base is going to want to see what she got going on her channel. So for her to sit up here and say he ain't got nothing going on, no motion whatsoever, he's just a washed up comedian, nobody really recognizes you. Oh, I typed you in Google. I can't find you on Google. I can't find you. You know damn well you just saying shit. You know how this shit work, just like everybody else do. You say specific keywords, you use specific names, the algorithm recognizes it, and it gets you in rotation. That's how that works. But you have to perform. You have to sell the fight. You have to be Floyd Mayweather. You have to be Adrian Broner. You have to be a goofy, last, only abrasive person to get folks like, oh shit, he said this, he said that. Oh, ha ha ha, he was funny, she was funny. Oh, you heard what? You have to be that person. Once you're that person, the algorithm is absolutely in your hands. Now you got people curious to hear you go back and forth with the person. People want to hear what happens with you and Corey Holcomb. And I'm gonna tell you, you think because of what you have and where you are, kind of puts you on an even playing field with a comedian. You done lost right? You really think that Kendra G, the woman who can't seem to lock down a man, Kendra G, who had to go to Samuels to learn about herself, Kendra G, who has to monopolize off of the pain of broken souls, men and women alike. You think that Kendra G, the person that you are currently at this particular moment in time, with your accolades, can go toe to toe with a professional comedian and actually win? You really think that's the end game here? You thought that 24 minute video was going to destroy him? Let me tell you something, Corey. You remember when we was on that radio show and you said, you know, you was trying to fuck. You wanted my body. I couldn't get with you because I wasn't a broke poor chick or some shit like that. You remember you saying that? I will never sleep with you, Corey. I will never sleep with you. That will never happen. I will go gay. I will become a lesbian before I ever lay down with you. I would do some of the most indescribable things to myself. I would disrespect myself in the most inhumane ways before I ever let you touch me, Mr. Holcomb. She really felt like she had an ether. She really, truly felt like that 23 minutes was going to emasculate, destroy, dismantle everything that man done did over the course of his career. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe, just maybe, what's really happening here is, you know, this is a fight that you can't win. You know, this is a fight that you can't win, but the caveat is you're going to get a spike in your viewership. The benefits of it is you're going to get more eyes on your channel. You're going to get more engagement. That's the ultimate goal here. I don't really necessarily believe truly within your heart of hearts that you really truly think that you can go to war with a comedian. Rest in peace to the young lady who passed away not too long ago. Cat Williams just had this situation with a woman on the radio show. I can't even remember her name, but rest in peace to her. Cat Williams absolutely destroyed her. He destroyed her. He flamed her the entire show. She tried her best to go at him. She tried everything within her power to keep up with him. It was not happening. Them dudes deal with hecklers all day, every day. How to freestyle on the spot. You're just sassy. You're sassy. You're arrogant. You're older with a okay body that is not what it used to be. Let's clear that up right now. Kendra G in 2025 was not Kendra G in 2016. I've seen the photos. They are completely eclipsing each other. Nobody's checking for Corey Holcomb to be a sex symbol in this. They're waiting to see how he's going to respond to you. And I know he does, it's going to get ugly. He been on Cheyenne Bryant's case for months. He been roasting her for months. Roasting her. He did not let up off her. She kept on saying that she was a doctor, and she's not. And it was exposed. Now you think that you're about to sit up here and do this. Let's acknowledge another thing here. Just because he said he couldn't sleep with you because you weren't a poverty-stricken woman doesn't mean that he wanted a fucking relationship with you. But it felt good to know that he wanted to, though, right? It felt kind of nice to know that you still can get some type of validation, but you don't even realize that the type of shit that he was saying, it just went over your head. What he was really saying to you is he just want fuck. You're rude, you're arrogant, you think your shit don't stink, you're bossy, you have this you can't tell me nothing attitude. I'm gonna run my relationships. I'm going to be the captain of this ship. Can't nobody tell me nothing. That's how you are. That's exactly how you operate. Ain't nobody about to sit up there and listen to you or in like voluntarily want to be in a relationship long lasting with someone who is constantly and consistently combative with them. Are you out of your fucking mind? You tripping. You absolutely tripping. And what a lot of y'all don't understand is, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, you think that someone who desires you actually is longing for you and wants you for real, for real. No, that's not the case. That is not the truth at all. Just because a person is lusting after you doesn't mean they want you long term. It just means that they want to get a quick nut off and then go on about their business. Like, I mean, be for real. Just keep it all the way a buck. Y'all really too arrogant, too stuck up, too self-involved with yourself to really understand like what's really happening here. And then you get your feelings hurt thinking that the person wanted to romance you and this, that, and the third. There's a difference between a guy who wants to be with you long term and someone who was just there temporarily. When Corey Holcomb was speaking about women that are operating from a impoverished mindset, he was not talking about what you think he was talking about. That wasn't the point or the purpose whatsoever. Not to mention that the man is a comic. He can do an entire hour, 2 hours, just being serious and funny at the same time. You won't even know if he's being for real or not. I can tell. You can't. Like, the wires be so tangled up. This shit be balled up. We know what he's talking about. You sitting up there getting offended by everything that man saying out his mouth. But you know, a lot of, if not the majority of the shit that he's saying is the absolute truth. You put yourself in categories that you shouldn't put yourself in. On top of that, you conduct yourself in the ways that get you the results that you get. I can't stand when people are the main causes for the backlash that they get, but they want to play victim. And then when other people acknowledge and see it for what it is, they have issue with it, and then they want to respond negatively to them for stuff that everybody is seeing. Why only acknowledge him? He wasn't the only one speaking on you. He's not the only one who has expressed what they thought about your content. He's not the only one who's expressed how he's felt about everything that you're doing in its totality. So why only him? Especially being as how he's just a nobody comedian and he doesn't really do anything for anyone. He's not funny, right? Yeah, I'll be thinking be stupid. You know that man got motion. You know he's generating views. You know he got followers. He got supporters. You know there's a community behind him, just like there's a community behind you. It just all depends on what side you on. This is your opportunity to capitalize, just like it's his. I think you care more than he does about all of this. I do. However, he's going to. If me thinking like him, hell yeah, I'm going to make money off of this. Shit, I'm doing it right now, talking about both y'all. I mean, what else are we here for? I just want you to know that he's not the only one that feels the way that he feels about what you do. You're lying to women, you're pandering, and you're disguising and masking it as if you're for women empowerments and this, that, and you're not. You're not. So y'all get mad when people like him get on camera. Now, just regular old me, don't nobody give a shit about what I gotta say. I'm just a average 9 to 5 dude who just pop up on here and talk his shit for 10 minutes, an hour. I do my stories, my little clips and shit, and then I go on about the rest of my business, go back to whatever. You don't give a shit about what I got to say about it, even though we're all adults here and we've all experienced life. We've all been with fucked up people. We've all sinned. We've all been through drama. We've all laughed, cried, mourned, buried people. We've all done it. We've all, to some degree, dealt with racism, colorism. You're too short. You're too tall. You're not my height. We've all been in this space before, but I'm not you. I'm not none of them people. And I say all that to say, no, he's not the only one that feels the way he feels. And I said it at the beginning of the stream. I don't agree with everything that the dude do or speaks on. I don't. I really don't. But I enjoy the fact that he calls celebrities out on their bullshit. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. Call all of them out. Jay-Z, P. Diddy, all of them. Just let it. I like they're human. They're no different than me, you, or the next person. So, what's the issue? Oh, you don't want to burst nobody's bubble. You don't want to mess up your pockets. You don't want to hurt your stock or create friction between you and this person, so you can't make no more money over here. It's going to cut sponsorships. It's going to keep people from wanting to watch you and support you. Oh, if you fall out with this person, they can make it worse for you and make it harder for you to make a living off of this and that. I don't give a shit about none of it. I don't care about none of that. I'm solo dolo. I got my peoples that I work with, but when I do my solo shit like this here, it's up for everybody. I don't care. You're a grifter. You're a successful grifter with a mediocre physique. And you it's funny to think that you absolutely believe that you absolutely believe that you, Kendra G, will get into a back and forth with a professional roaster, someone who has been on multiple stages throughout his life, someone who has dealt with people in the audience talking shit to him while he's on stream, while like you really think that you're gonna win that? You tried to sleep with me. I got you. You want me, but I'm not gonna touch you. Why would I touch you? You're fat. You're old. You're washed up. Why would I touch Corey Holcomb? And why would I do that? You you thought that was going to do something. You thought that was going to. You know how often dudes get rejected every single day. Dudes get rejected by successful women. Dudes get rejected by women who are absolutely ghastly looking. Dudes get rejected all the time. Most guys are immune to rejection. Most guys just let the shit roll off of their shoulders and go to the next person and go to the next person and go to the next one until they finally succeed. We're used to it. You're not used to it. You are not used to it, are you? If you got into a relationship with anyone right now, I know it would not be easy. The experience would not be fun. It would absolutely be very difficult and very challenging. Why? Because you make your own money. You're used to doing things on your own. You're used to not being told what to do. You're always in this. I want this here. I want that there. This. You're a boss. You're someone who's constantly in command mode. You don't have the ability to allow the guy in your life to do the things that are traditionally required. That was one of the reasons why you were on Kevin Samuels show in the first place. Because you couldn't figure out for the love of you why the fuck you wasn't getting any results. You weren't getting the ones that you wanted, at least. Am I lying? Please. We know. I don't think I am. I think I'm spot on. I think I'm pretty accurate with my assessment. This is either the biggest scam where you're both really just tagging each other in this to give other people an opportunity to eat off y'all, but most importantly, you're both eating off of this, or you're really have this thing with each other, and if that's the case, it shouldn't spill over to the internet. If it was that serious, it shouldn't be public. I never agree with publicizing your personal affairs. especially if it was really that serious. You know how to reach out to him and vice versa. Y'all can talk over the phone. Y'all hang in damn near the same circles. I'm pretty sure there's ways for y'all to connect, but y'all decided that you would take it to the internet for the entire world to see and debate over. So there is purpose behind it. Absolutely. 1000%. Hey, look, I'm not mad at it. Y'all can go ahead and keep on going back and forth. Keep on doing it. Please. Doesn't really help anything. You and him arguing and doing this, it's not really helping anything. What I want to see out of this, and I'm gonna wrap it up like this. What I would like to see from this exchange is growth. All right. So what do we do from here? Do we keep arguing and going back and forth like kids, poking each other in the arm? Do we keep taking shots at each other? There's no real message. There's no real healing. Nothing. This isn't helping anyone. What what is the point? Because what I see is you need to be more cognizant of the individuals that you are touching, who is being influenced by you, who is you got women that look at you and think this is what I want for myself. This is who I want my aura to reflect. When I go out here into the world, I want my attitude to reflect Kendra G. I want my way of thinking to emulate her. How I deal with men, how I deal with women, how I do certain things. I want it to look like. But if you're like, if everything that you're doing is based off of superficial shit, off bitterness, off of like the wrong ideals, and no. And this is why you can't be sensitive and have a space like this. You can't. You got to be able to take criticism. People have said to me, "I'm born," blah blah. I don't give a fuck. I'll improve. I'll work on it, but like I'm not tripping off of that shit. You got to be able to take criticism. Roll up. Like if it ain't true, if it ain't your reality, then it shouldn't really bother you. And if the person wasn't really anything to you, you say the brother ain't nothing to you, he's a failed comedian, then you shouldn't even be acknowledging him in the first place. You could have just kept on with your life. You didn't have to say nothing to him, but you chose to respond. You chose to respond because women are emotional. Women process feelings differently. They don't rely on logic. On top of you being strategic, knowing that that man's name is a lot more important than you want to give acknowledgement to. You know damn well it is. Everybody who is watching and will watch in the future, they're waiting on him to cook. They're waiting on him to cook you 1000%. They are waiting for him to absolutely obliterate you. And he not only is he going to do it, you're going to have to deal with the panel as well. I'm not talking about the old girl on there. I'm talking about Craig Smith. Craig Smith is a professional roaster. Mr. Holcomb will most likely do this on his own, but if he gets the team involved, you cook. Not to mention the multiple men out there, multiple women out there that do this as well. You do realize this universe that we're in, this YouTube space that we're in, it's more than just Corey Holcomb. It's more than just MTR. It's more than just O'Shea Duke Jackson. You do realize there's 30, 40 different reactors, men and women alike, that talk about you and others daily. He is not the only one. So if you really felt like what you were doing was of some type of significance, address all of them, including me. But you're not going to do that. We don't bring you the revenue that is necessary to get your attention. So we know you don't really care about this. I know you don't. It's cool. It's okay. I understand the strategy. I respect the strategy. Hey, I'm playing the game right with y'all. I voluntarily inserted my nose in this business because I think it's hilarious. I got a dark sense of humor. I think it's hilarious. I find it absolutely atrocious that you would even go. It's like look at me. Another guy wants to have sex with me. Now, I suppose that's supposed to equivalent to him proposing to you. I didn't hear him say nothing. I watched that show. I didn't hear him say he wanted to marry you. He said he wanted to fuck. But I guess you think they go hand in hand too, though. I guess I guess that means that he wants to put a ring on your finger. You know how you can hear one thing and then it don't mean nothing like what was the actual message? That's what that was. A lot of people do it. You hear something, completely misconstrue it, twist it to fit whatever you're feeling towards that particular moment, and you create unnecessary bullshit. Yep. Just my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. It's not going to stop here. They're going to continue to do this, and I'm here for it. I look forward to hearing the drama. I absolutely am awaiting the clapback. I want to know. I want to know if it's going to be a 5-minute video. I want to know if it's going to be a 10-minute video. I want to know if he's going to pull receipts. I want to know if he's going to have guests on, if he's going to have special lighting. The way that I anticipate this roast is going to be like a Thanksgiving dinner. It's just going to be something special. That's what I see happening here. And like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm Birdman. Let's do it. They tried to play with my soundboard and froze me up. Salutes to everybody in the building too, by the way. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, man. I don't know how y'all about it. I don't know if you care or not, but I just want to address that shit. I just think the whole thing is goofy as hell. Trolls, you're gonna have people who don't agree with you. You're going to have people who challenge your opinions and your views. You're going to have people who are more knowledgeable about certain information. You're going to have people who want to be a part of what you're going to have people who want to destroy you. You're going to have people who want to uplift you. You're going to have people who want to tear you down. It comes with the nature. I understand why a lot of these folks don't even respond to your comments. I completely get it.
Get some help.
I know why they don't respond to your comments. I know why they don't really speak to you during the streams. They kind of just let whoever really wants their opinions to be heard, the super chats and all that. I get it. Y'all don't make it easy for folks at all. Y'all really give people a very hard way.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying.
What, so I gotta sit here and eat dessert alone like I'm fucking Steven Glansberg?
This is a competitive platform. Everybody is trying to outdo the next person, trying to out-funny the next person, trying to be the best date coach, the best psychologist, the best this, the best that. Everybody is trying to outdo one of. I digress. I really digress. My last thoughts on this. If you're thinking about doing this, make sure you got a team around you, man, that really was there with you from like day one. That's consistent, that show up. They're honorable, they're transparent. If you have disagreements, y'all can solve y'all shit. Y'all can resolve it. Y'all don't do subliminals and you handle it like adults and you move on. Don't be that. I appreciate Corey Holcomb, people like Kendra G. They're showing me what I should do and what I shouldn't do, how I should move and how I shouldn't move. Appreciate that. Y'all do me a solid. If you're not following me, make sure you follow me on all streaming platforms. Do me another solid.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
I'm going to tap back in with y'all tomorrow, either tomorrow or Monday. Not sure yet, but I just appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. I done dropped a shitload of videos over the last week. If y'all want to check those out, the open mic returning next week, Lord willing. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. I will talk to you guys very soon. You dig what I'm saying? Good night. See y'all on the flip side.